Planning a trip to Thailand but don't know where to start? You are not alone. With so many places to explore, planning your itinerary can be confusing. That's exactly why we created this complete Thailand travel guide. In this video, I am going to walk you through everything from visa, flight to budget, itineraries, hidden gem, travel tips that most first time visitors don't know about. So if Thailand is on your travel bucket list, this is the only video you need to watch before booking your trip. If you are new here, my name is Purva and me and my husband love creating detailed travel guides, practical itineraries, budget breakdowns and honest travel tips to help you plan your trip with confidence. So if you love exploring new destinations, make sure you are subscribed because we got many more travel guides coming up your way. Now let's get started. Thailand is a year-round destination, however, the weather varies across different regions. So choosing the right season can make a huge difference to your trip. Let's break it down season by season. November to February is usually the best time to visit. During these months, the weather is pleasantly cool and dry with temperatures ranging between 24 degrees to 32 degrees Celsius. The humidity is much lower, making it comfortable to explore cities, temples, beaches and islands. This is also the peak tourist season. So destinations like Bangkok, Phuket, Krabi, Chiang Mai and Koh Samui are at their best. You can enjoy island hopping, beach vacations, sightseeing, outdoor activities, festivals like Lo Katrong and New Year celebrations. The only downside is that hotels and flights are more expensive. So try to book at least 2 to 4 months in advance to get the best deals. March to May, Thailand enters its summer season. It is hot during this time but great for beach lovers. Temperature can reach 35 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius, especially in Bangkok and central Thailand. Walking around cities during the afternoon can be quite exhausting. If you are planning to spend most of your time relaxing on the beaches or enjoying water activities, this is still a great time to visit. Since this is shoulder season, you can get better hotel prices as compared to the winter season. June to October is Thailand's monsoon season. But don't let the word monsoon scare you. It doesn't rain all day, every day. Most places experience short but heavy showers, often in the afternoon or evening, followed by a sunshine. The biggest advantage of traveling during this season is the cost. Flights are cheaper, hotels offer significant discounts, and popular attractions are very less crowded. The landscape also become incredibly green, making it fantastic time for nature lovers and photographers. If you are traveling on a budget and don't mind an occasional rain shower, this can be an excellent time to visit. Just keep in mind that some island tours may be cancelled if sea becomes rough. Make sure to keep your itinerary a little bit flexible. Here's something first-time travelers don't know. Thailand has multiple coastlines and they don't experience the same weather at same time. Let's talk about central Thailand. Best time to visit here is November to February. This is home to Bangkok, Ayutthaya and Pattaya. This region is famous for magnificent temples, bustling markets, shopping malls, vibrant nightlife and delicious street food. Next is the southern Thailand, which is the Andaman coast. Best time to visit here is November to April and you can visit Phuket, Krabi, Phi Phi Island, Railly Beach and Koh Lanta for crystal clear waters, island hopping, snorkeling, dramatic limestone cliff and stunning beaches. Next is the southern Thailand, which is the Gulf Coast, and the best time to travel here is January to September. You can explore Koh Samui, Koh Phangan, Koh Tao and Angthon Marine Park, known for luxury resorts, scuba diving, palm-fringed beaches and famous full moon party. Next is the northern Thailand. And the best time to visit here is November to February. You can discover Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai and Doi Inthanon National Park, offering mountains, waterfalls, ancient temples, ethical elephant sanctuaries and scenic landscapes. Another region is the northeastern Thailand. The best time to visit here is November to February. You can visit Udo Thani, Khon Khan, Ubon Ratchathani and Phimai Historical Park for authentic Thai culture, Khmer temples, national parks, and off the beaten path experiences. Now let's talk about one of the most important parts of planning your Thailand trip, the visa and entry process. Good news is that Thailand has made traveling much easier for Indian tourists. But the entry rules have changed recently, so it is important to understand the latest requirements before you fly. Currently, Indian passport holders are eligible for visa on arrival for tourism, which is completely free and it's valid for 60 days. These information change from time to time, so you can go on this site, enter your country and planned stay in Thailand, and you will see if you need a visa or not. Keep in mind that you should have a passport which is valid for at least 6 months from the date you enter Thailand, and should have blank pages available for immigration stamps. Even if you don't need a visa, every foreign traveler, including Indian tourists, must complete the Thailand Digital Arrival Card, which is also called TDAC, before entering the country. This is an online form that replaces the old paper arrival card. You can submit it within 72 hours before your arrival through the official TDAC website. While filling out the form, you will need passport details, flight information, accommodation detail, travel purpose, email address, health declaration if applicable. Once submitted, you will receive a confirmation by email. I highly recommend downloading it on your phone and also carrying a printed copy as a backup. Remember that TDAC is not a visa, it's simply a mandatory digital arrival form. Although many travelers pass through immigration without any question, Thai immigration officers have the authority to ask for supporting documents. So I would suggest you to keep some of the documents handy with you, like your passport, return or onward flight tickets, confirmed hotel bookings or proof of accommodation, sufficient funds for your stay, TDAC confirmation, travel itinerary. This is optional but can be helpful if asked for, and your travel insurance. Although this is also not a mandatory document, but it is highly recommended. Thai immigration may ask you to show that you have enough money for your trip. As a general guideline, you should be able to demonstrate access to around 20,000 Thai baht per person or 40,000 Thai baht per family, either in cash or other acceptable financial proof if requested. It's very rare to be asked to show this, but it is best to be prepared for everything. Once you land in Thailand, follow the signs to immigration. Keep your passport and TDAC confirmation ready. The immigration officers may ask you simple questions like how long are you staying, where you are staying, is this your first visit to Thailand, when is your return flight, all the basic questions, so answer them confidently and honestly. After your passport is stamped, collect your baggage, clear the customs, and you are officially ready to begin your Thailand adventure. The entire immigration process usually takes between 20 to 60 minutes depending upon the airport and the time of your arrival. Thailand is one of the easiest international destinations to reach, with direct flights available from several Indian cities. Depending upon where you are flying from, you can reach Thailand in as little as 3.5 hours to 5 hours. If you are traveling from India, you can find direct flights from major cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Kolkata. Let's talk about the most popular arrival airports. If you're planning to visit central Thailand, Bangkok is usually the best place to begin your journey. There are two major airports here. First is the Suvarnabhumi Airport, which is Thailand's main international airport with best global connectivity. The second is Dongmyong Airport, mainly used by low-cost airlines and domestic flights. If your main goal is a beach vacation, you don't necessarily have to start in Bangkok. There are direct international flights from India to Phuket and Krabi. Flying directly to these destinations can save you both time and cost of a domestic flight from Bangkok. Many airlines operate between India and Thailand. There is Thai Airways, Air India, Indigo, Thai Air Asia, WestJet. If you don't have a convenient direct flight, connecting flights through Kuala Lumpur, Singapore, Ho Chi Minh City or Hanoi are also good alternatives and can sometimes be cheaper. If this is your first trip to Thailand, I recommend flying into Bangkok. Spend a few days exploring the city, then continue to destinations like Chiang Mai, Phuket, Krabi or islands using Thailand's excellent domestic flight network. If you are only planning a relaxing beach holiday, look for direct flights to Phuket or Krabi. One of the best things about traveling in Thailand is how easy and affordable it is to get around. Whether you're exploring a bustling city, traveling between regions, or hopping from one island to another, Thailand has an excellent transportation network. First option is BTS SkyTrain. If you're staying in Bangkok, the BTS SkyTrain is one of the fastest and most convenient way to get around. It connects all the popular areas here that you will be traveling to. The trains are clean, air conditioned, punctual, and help you to avoid the Bangkok's heavy traffic. A typical ride costs between 20 to 60 Thai baht depending upon the distance. Second is the MRT Metro. It covers area not served by the BTS and connects it with all other several stations. If you're spending a few days in Bangkok, you will likely use both BTS and MRT. Next option is Grab and Bolt. For most travelers, Grab is the easiest way to book taxis and private cars. You can also use Bolt, which is often slightly cheaper than Grab. Both apps show the fares before you book, making them a safer option than negotiating with the local taxis. I would say compare the prices between Grab and Bolt before booking, as fare can vary from time to time. Next is the metered taxis. Bangkok has plenty of meter taxis. Always make sure the driver uses the meter. If a driver refuses and quotes a fixed price, it's usually better to find another taxi or simply book a Grab. Next is your tuk-tuks. They are good for short distance, but they are usually more expensive than taxis. Always agree on the price before starting your journey. Final option is your motorbike taxis. You'll often see riders wearing brightly colored vests waiting at the street corners. Motorbike taxis are the fastest way to travel short distances during heavy traffic. First option in this category is the domestic flights. Thailand is a large country and flying is often the quickest option. You get domestic airlines like Thai AirAsia, Nok Air, Thai Lion Air, Thai Westjet, Bangkok Airways, Thai Airways. Domestic flights usually take 1 to 2 hours and are surprisingly affordable if booked in advance. Another option is trains. Thailand's railway network is comfortable, scenic and budget friendly. The overnight sleeper train between Bangkok and Chiang Mai is one of the country's most popular travel experiences. It's slower than flying but offers beautiful countryside views while saving you night's hotel costs. Next is your long distance buses. Thailand has an extensive bus network connecting almost every town and cities. You can get standard buses, VIP buses, luxury coaches. VIP buses have reclining seats, air conditioning, snacks and sometimes even blankets. They are a great option if you are traveling overnight. One of the highlights of Thailand is island hopping. Depending upon your destination, you get a few options here. First is speedboats. This is the fastest option and perfect for places like Phi Phi Island, Koh Lipe, Koh Tao and Koh Phangan. They are more expensive but saves a lot of time. Second option is ferries. Ferries are slower but more affordable and comfortable. Most ferries also carry luggage, making them ideal if you are traveling with suitcases. Many travel companies sell combined tickets that include hotel pickup, van transfer, ferry, drop off at your destination. These are very convenient and often cheaper than booking one leg separately. So you can even opt for this ferry plus van combination tickets. Now let's talk about one of the most important parts of planning your trip: where to stay. Thailand offers accommodation for every budget, from backpacker hostels costing just a few hundred baht per night to luxury beachfront resorts and private villas. The key is choosing the right area, because staying in the wrong location can mean spending hours commuting or paying more than necessary. So let's go city by city, and let's start with Bangkok. If it's your first time in Thailand, I recommend staying in Sukhumvit. It has excellent BTS and MRT connectivity, plenty of restaurants, shopping malls, cafes and hotels for every budget. It's also one of the easiest area to explore the city from. Another great option is Siam, which is considered the shopping heart of Bangkok. You'll be within walking distance of malls like Siam Paragon, MBK Center, Central World and CM Center, making it perfect if shopping is high on your list. If you prefer rooftop bars, fine dining and river cruises, consider staying along the riverside. Hotels here offer beautiful views of the Chao Phraya River and easy access to attractions like Wat Arun and Wat Pho and the Grand Palace. Next is Phuket. Phuket has several beach areas and your experience will depend entirely on where you stay. First is the Patong Beach. This is Phuket's busiest area and you will find beaches, nightlife, shopping, restaurants, massage parlors and Bangla Road all within walking distance. Kata Beach is much quieter than the Patong. It has relaxed atmosphere with beautiful beaches, family-friendly resorts and great restaurants. Next is Karen Beach and it offers a good balance between relaxation and convenience. The beach is less crowded than Patong but still has plenty of restaurants and shops nearby. If you are visiting Krabi, Ao Nang is the best place to stay. It's the main tourist hub with hotels, restaurants, travel agencies, cafes and easy access to island tour. Next is your Phi Phi Islands and if you're planning to stay overnight here, most hotels are located near Tonsai village. This area has restaurants, cafes, shop, diving centers and easy access to beaches. Keep in mind that there is no cars on Phi Phi, so be prepared to walk with your luggage. Thailand offers options for every travelers. Hostels and guest house can range between 500 to 1200 Thai baht per night, which is approximately like 1200 to 3000 rupees. Mid-range hotels, which are comfortable 3 to 4 star hotels, will cost you about 1500 to 4000 Thai baht per night. And the luxury beach resorts and 5-star hotels will cost you above 5000 Thai baht per night. If you are looking for booking links and recommendation for hotels, you can get our downloadable Thailand guide which covers all the details that you would need for a self-planned Thailand trip. You will get the link in the description below. Whether you need Google Maps for navigation, Grab to book taxis or simply want to share your travel photos on Instagram, having a local SIM card or eSIM is one of the first things you should arrange after arriving in Thailand. Thailand has many reliable mobile networks with excellent coverage in city, tourist attractions and even many islands. And the three main mobile operators are AIS, TrueMove and DTAC. AIS is generally considered the best network in Thailand. It offers excellent coverage across the city. Fast 4G and 5G speeds, reliable services, even in many islands and rural areas. If you are traveling extensively around Thailand, AIS is my top recommendation. Next is TrueMove, which is also a good choice. Great coverage in cities, fast internet speed, competitive tourist package. It's popular choice among international travelers. And the next option is your DTAC, which also provides good coverage, especially in major cities and tourist destinations. The easiest place to buy a SIM card is at the airport immediately after the immigration. You will find official counters from all major telecom providers in the arrival hall. The staff will usually help you choose the right plan, activate the SIM card, install it on your phone, test that everything is working fine before you leave. If you want to save a little money, you can also purchase SIM card from a convenience stores like 7-Eleven or Family Mart or from official telecom stores inside the city rather than the airport. Most providers offer special tourist SIM packages that include high-speed data, local calling minutes, some international calling credits and validity ranging from 7 to 30 days. For most travelers, an unlimited or high data plan valid for around 10 to 15 days is more than enough. If you are staying longer, you can easily recharge your SIM through the provider's mobile app, convenience stores or online. Free Wi-Fi is also widely available throughout Thailand. You will find it in hotels, cafes, restaurants, shopping malls, airports and many tourist attractions as well. While hotel Wi-Fi is generally reliable, I wouldn't depend on public Wi-Fi for navigation or online payments. Having your own mobile data is far more convenient and secure. Before you travel, let's talk about money. Because knowing where and how to exchange your currency can save you a surprising amount over the course of your trip. The official currency of Thailand is Thai baht. Currently, 1 Indian rupee is approximately equal to 0.35 Thai baht, which means 100 Thai baht is roughly 288 rupees. Exchange rates fluctuate daily, so always check the latest rate before your trip. If you get Thai baht at your location, you can carry that with you. If it's not available, carry USD. Currency exchange counters are widely available in tourist areas such as Bangkok, Phuket, Krabi, Chiang Mai, and Pattaya. Just avoid exchanging money at airport counters unless absolutely necessary, as their rates tend to be less competitive. A forex card is one of the safest ways to carry money. You get better exchange rate than cash in many cases. It's safer than carrying large amount of cash. It's also easy to reload if needed. And these are accepted at hotels, restaurants, shopping malls, and many attractions. It's a great backup even if you plan to use your credit or debit card. International Visa and MasterCards are widely accepted in hotels, shopping malls, restaurants, convenience stores, but some smaller restaurants, local markets, street food vendors, and island shop may only accept cash. That's why it's always a good idea to carry few thousand Thai baht with you. ATMs are available almost everywhere in Thailand. You can withdraw the Thai baht using your international debit or credit card. However, keep in mind that most Thai ATMs charge a withdrawal fee around 220 Thai baht per transaction, in addition to any fee that your own bank may charge. To reduce these charges, it's generally better to make fewer large withdrawals rather than small ones. Before traveling, make sure your bank has enabled international transactions on your card. Thailand uses type A, B and C power sockets with a 220 volt supply, which is compatible with most Indian chargers. Many modern hotels have universal power outlets, but carrying a universal travel adapter is still a good idea, especially if you plan to visit multiple countries. Don't forget to carry a power bank, particularly if you will be using your phone frequently for maps, photos, videos and translation apps throughout the day. Now comes the most exciting part of planning your Thailand trip, the itinerary. Thailand has so many incredible destinations that it's impossible to cover everything in a single vacation. That's why in this video, I am focusing on one of the most popular routes for the first time visitors and beach lovers, which is Phuket and Krabi. The itinerary is perfect if you are looking for stunning beaches, island hopping, breathtaking viewpoints, vibrant markets and relaxed tropical holidays. If you are planning to visit Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Pattaya, Koh Samui, Koh Phangan and Koh Tao or any other destinations in Thailand, don't worry, we have included multiple ready to follow itineraries for different trip duration and travel styles in our downloadable travel guide. You can find the link in the description below. Now let's jump into the perfect 7-day Phuket and Krabi itinerary. On day 1, arrive in Phuket, check into your hotel and spend the day exploring the island. You can visit Phuket Old Town, Soi Romani, Chilava Market or Sunday Walking Street if it is open on the day you visit. Khao Rang Viewpoint, Prom Thap Cape for sunset, and in the evening enjoy dinner by the beach or experience the nightlife at Bangla Road in Patong. On day 2, do a Phi Phi Island tour. This is one of the highlights of your trip. Take a full day speedboat tour to the stunning Phi Phi Islands. Here you can visit Maya Bay, Pile Lagoon, Viking Cave, Monkey Beach, Bamboo Island. You can enjoy snorkeling, swimming, beach time, scenic viewpoints and return to Phuket in the evening. Keep your day 3 for Phang Nga Bay and James Bond Island. You can explore the spectacular limestone cliffs of Phang Nga Bay, visit the James Bond Island, Koh Pane Floating Village, Sea Cave Canoeing, Panic Island, Hong Island. This tour usually includes lunch and kayaking through hidden lagoons. You can return to Phuket by evening. On day 4, travel to Krabi, You can take a speedboat which takes about 2 hours, or a ferry for about 2 or 3 hours, or even a private taxi, but this takes longer, somewhere around 3 hours. After that, check into your hotel and explore the area Ao Nang. You can visit Ao Nang beach, Ao Nang night market, local cafes and beach bars. Enjoy a beautiful sunset by the beach. On day 5, explore Krabi's famous 4 islands. Visit Chicken Island, Tup Island, Poda Island and Phra Nang Cave Beach. Some of the activities here include snorkeling, swimming, kayaking and relaxing on white sand beaches. You can return to Ao Nang in the evening. On day 6, cover Riley Beach and Hong Island. You can start your morning with a short long-tail boat ride to Riley Beach, one of Thailand's most beautiful coastal destinations. Then visit Riley Beach, Phra Nang Beach, Princess Cave, Riley Viewpoint. This is optional if you are comfortable with a steep hike. If you prefer a boat tour instead, you can choose a Hong Island tour known for its turquoise lagoon, hidden beaches and kayaking opportunities. Spend the evening enjoying seafood or watching the sunset at Ao Nang. On day 7, you can depart back to your destination. Depending upon your flight schedule, you can enjoy a relaxed morning. You can have a breakfast at Beachfront Cafe, shop for souvenirs at Ao Nang, visit the nearby beach for one last swim. From Krabi, you can either fly back directly to India if the flight is available, or take a short domestic flight to Bangkok and connect to your international flight home. Moving on to the next section, how much does a Thailand trip actually cost? Thailand can fit almost any budget, whether you are a backpacker, a mid-range traveler or looking for a luxurious holiday. You can easily plan a trip that suits your budget. Let's break down the approximate cost for a 7-day trip from India. Flights can cost you about 2,500 and it can vary depending upon the season or the luggage option. If you are a backpacker, you can even get it in lesser. Visa here is free. Accommodation can range between 4,000 to 6,000 rupees for 2 people if you opt for a mid-range hotel. Food will cost you about 10,000 to 12,000 rupees and the local transport for 2 people can cost you about 3,000 to 5,000 rupees. Activities and tours can range between 10,000 to 15,000 depending upon what activities you choose. So if you stay in a comfortable 3 or 4-star hotel, enjoy a mix of local and restaurant meals, use Grab taxis when needed and include popular island tours and attractions, you can expect a budget of around 50,000 to 65,000 per person. If you prefer beachfront resorts, private transfers, premium restaurants, luxury spas and exclusive experiences, this cost will be much higher. One of the best part of visiting Thailand is the food. Thai cuisine is famous around the world for its bold flavors, fresh ingredients and the perfect balance of sweet, spicy, sour and savory. Whether you love seafood, meat or vegetarian food, you will find plenty of delicious options. You absolutely shouldn't miss Pad Thai, Tom Yum Goong, Thai green curry, Masmin curry, Som Tam, Moo Ping, boat noodles, cow pad and mango sticky rice. You should also try fresh coconut. Thailand's tropical coconuts are incredibly refreshing. Another drink you should definitely try is Thai milk tea. It's sweet, creamy and served over ice. If you are visiting coastal destinations like Phuket, Krabi, Koh Samui or Pattaya, don't miss the fresh seafood. Many Indian travelers worry about finding vegetarian food in Thailand, but the good news is that it's much easier than you might think. Most tourist destinations have plenty of vegetarian friendly restaurants and many Thai dishes can be prepared without meat. You will easily find vegetable pad thai, tofu green curry, vegetable fried rice, stir-fried morning glory, fried tofu. When ordering, simply mention no meat, no fish sauce and no oyster sauce. Fish sauce is commonly used in Thai cooking, even in vegetarian dishes, so it's always worth confirming. If you are craving familiar flavors, you will have no trouble finding Indian food in cities like Bangkok, Phuket, Krabi, Chiang Mai, Pattaya and Koh Samui. These places have dozens of Indian restaurants serving North Indian, South Indian, Jain and pure vegetarian meals. So even if you are traveling with parents or young children, finding Indian food won't be a problem. Thailand is famous for its street food and it's generally safe to enjoy if you follow a few simple rules. First is choose stalls with long queues as high turnover usually means fresher food. Next, watch your food being cooked fresh. Drink bottled water instead of the tap water. If you have sensitive stomach, start with a milder dishes before trying the spicier local flavors. Carry some digestive medicines just in case you need it. Now let's look at some important apps that can make your Thailand trip much smoother. From booking taxis, ferries, or translating Thai menus and finding the best restaurants, these apps will save you time, money, and lot of hassles. I recommend downloading them before you leave India. Number 1 is Grab. If there's one app you absolutely must have in Thailand, that is this one. Think of it as Southeast Asia's version of Uber. You can use Grab to book taxis, hire private cars, order food, deliver parcels, pay for services in some locations. Since you know the fare before your ride begins, you don't have to worry about negotiating the price with drivers. It's the safest and most convenient way to travel around cities like Bangkok, Phuket, Chiang Mai, and Krabi. Another excellent ride-hailing app is Bolt. It works very similar to Grab but is often slightly cheaper than that. Before booking a ride, I would recommend comparing the prices on both the apps and you might save a few 100 bahts over the course of your trip. Next is Google Map, and this is going to be your best friend while traveling. Use it to navigate cities, find restaurants, check public transport routes, read reviews, save places you want to visit, but make sure to download the map before your trip. Offline maps can be incredibly useful if you lose internet access. Next is Klook. If you are planning to visit attractions like Safari World, Mahanakhon Skywalk, Fifi Island Tours, James Bond Island, floating markets, always check Klook first. You will often find discounted tickets compared to buying them at the entrance. Many activities also include hotel pickup, making your trip much more convenient. Next is 12Go. If you are traveling between cities or island, 12Go is one of the most useful apps. You can book ferries, speedboats, trains, buses, domestic transfers. It's especially helpful when traveling between Phuket, Krabi, Koh Samui, Koh Phangan, Koh Tao, and Chiang Mai. While English is spoken in most tourist areas, it's not always common in smaller towns or local markets. Google Translate can help you translate conversations, read menus, understand signboards, translate text using your phone cameras. You can download the Thai language pack before your trip so it works even without internet. Before we wrap up this guide, let me give you some practical tips that can save you time, money, and help you avoid common mistakes during your Thailand trip. These are simple things, but they can make a big difference to your overall experience. Number 1, respect local culture. Thailand is known as Land of Smiles and locals are incredibly warm and welcoming. When visiting temples, dress modestly by covering your shoulders and knees, remove your shoes before entering the temple buildings, speak softly and avoid disturbing people who are praying. Never climb on or touch the religious statues. Showing respect for local customs will always be appreciated. Next, don't drink tap water. Avoid drinking it, instead buy the bottles, which is inexpensive and available almost everywhere, including the 7-Eleven stores and the supermarkets. Most hotels also provide complimentary bottled water every day. Third is carry mosquito repellent. If you are visiting beaches, islands, waterfalls or national parks, carrying a mosquito repellent is must. It's especially useful during the evenings and the rainy season. Number 4, be careful with tuk-tuks and taxis. Tuk-tuks are fun to experience, but they can sometimes charge slightly higher to the tourists. Always agree on the fare before starting your ride. For taxis, insist on using the meter or simply book the ride through Grab or Bolt where the price is fixed in advance. Next, make sure to carry some cash. While credit and debit cards are widely accepted in malls, hotels and restaurants, many street food vendors, local markets, small cafes, long tail boats accept only cash. Carry a few thousand bahts with you each day. Next, be careful with spice level. Thai food can be much spicier than it looks. So if you are not used to spicy food, simply tell before placing order. Most restaurants are happy to adjust the spice level. Only rent a scooter if you are an experienced rider. If you rent one, wear a helmet at all the times. Carry your international driving permit. Take photos of the scooter before leaving and check whether your travel insurance covers scooter riding. Night markets are fantastic place to shop for souvenirs, clothing and local snacks. Bargaining is common, but always negotiate politely and with a smile. Know the local rules. Thailand has strict rules regarding smoking and vaping. Smoking is prohibited in many public places and on several beaches as well. If you vape, be aware that e-cigarettes are illegal in Thailand and carrying or using them can result in fines or even legal actions. Check the weather app before island tours. Boat tours are weather dependent. During the monsoon season, rough seas can lead to cancellation for safety reasons. Try to keep some flexibility in your itinerary if you are traveling between June and October. Learn a few Thai words. You don't need to speak Thai, but learning a few basic phrases goes a long way. Like Swasti for hello, Khop Khun for thank you, Khor Thod for sorry or excuse me. Locals generally appreciate the efforts. If you are visiting elephant sanctuaries, choose ethical ones that focus on rescue and conservation. Avoid attractions that offer elephant rides, tiger selfies, or animal performances. Responsible tourism helps protect Thailand's wildlife. And that's everything you need to know to plan an unforgettable trip to Thailand. Whether you're exploring the bustling streets of Bangkok, relaxing on the beaches of Phuket and Krabi, discovering the mountains of Chiang Mai, or hopping between tropical islands, Thailand is a destination that offers something for every kind of traveler. I hope this guide has made planning your trip a little easier. If you found it helpful, don't forget to save this video for later, share it with someone who's planning a trip to Thailand, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I will see you in my next video. Until then, happy wandering!